County.
I copy 31.
Turning on a speeder that just flew by me.
Alright, welcome back to Do You Remember? Today we're going to check out Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. So let's get right into it. Oh man, this game brings back so many early memories as a kid playing the PlayStation 2 with my neighbor. I had a lot of fun with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, but fun fact, I've actually never owned this game myself. Yeah, it was my neighbor's game, and I used to go over to his house all the time to play it, and we had a hell of a good time with it as well. And honestly, even coming back to it today, it still holds up in the graphics department for sure. And even in the gameplay department, I mean, it still feels really good to drift in this game and to drive. It doesn't feel super simulating or anything like that like the early Need for Speed games did. It's definitely more leaning towards that arcade racer feel that the later Need for Speed games kind of jumped into. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the very first game in the series that implemented the police chases, or just cops in general being kind of the main focus of things you want to avoid. And they also added some other race types like cops and robbers, where you can play as the cops going after racers. And it was just really cool and, in my opinion, kind of innovative for the time and why this game was so popular and still even holds up to this day. A lot of fans of Need for Speed Most Wanted, for instance, would probably really love this game if they came back to give it a try. So in my opinion, I would totally recommend checking out this game if you're a fan of Most Wanted but never heard of this one. Oh, I see on the minimap there's a big shortcut someone took over there, and I forgot that this game has a ton of shortcuts throughout every level, which is really awesome because it gives a lot of like playback and a lot of replay value, as you can see here, so you can test out different maps and different shortcuts, and this one's not even on the map at all, which is hilarious. And from what I remember, there was a pretty good selection of different vehicles in this game. I'm not a car guy, so I don't really know all the different names of the cars. We'll check them out after this race, though. But from what I remember, everyone felt pretty different from each other in terms of their handling and their speed, and this game really does have a good sense of speed to it, to be honest with you. I don't feel like I'm going 135 miles an hour, to be honest, but other than that, like, it feels really quick. It's nowhere near burnout speeds or anything, but it's still got a really good sense of speed to where I feel like if I crash, I probably would die at any second. Get the hell out of my way. Uh-oh. And I think if they get you stuck for more than 2 seconds or something like that, you do get arrested. I don't remember if that ends the race entirely or if it just sets you behind everybody. But either way, it's very annoying. See if I can knock this guy off the road. Oh, God. We're alright. We're fine. We survived. I like the rear view mirror above me at all times, so I can always see when the cops touching my ass. Feels good. There is no nitro, though, in this game, which I think is honestly a downside. That's one of the best things I love about, like, Underground 2 and Most Wanted, for sure, is the nitro, but that's alright. We're coming back to the classics, and this is all just about your maneuverability and your knowledge of the track is kind of the best way to get away from these guys. Whoa, I don't know what I just did. I hit R2. I guess it just kind of shows what's coming up in front of you. That's super nifty, okay. So I guess that's a mechanic they must have added so that if there's like a roadblock coming up or something, you have a way to know what to do or how to prepare for it. It's really cool. See, I'm gonna crash into this wall. Aw. See, the cops are pretty smart in this game. I'm also going off the track. I don't know where I'm at right now. Oh, Lord. All right, well, we got back on the track here. But we're definitely going to be behind the pack now. So that was R2. What does L2 do? So L2 just kind of slows down time, lets me look around my surroundings. Kind of reminds me of Forza in a way, where they just give you a lot of tools in your disposal to be able to help you out throughout the race, which is really nice. Someone got arrested, I think. Oh, this guy got stuck. Hell yeah. AI moment. Another thing, too, this game had a killer soundtrack. I think, thankfully, I'm able to leave in the original audio for the opening cutscene because they added sound effects and stuff over it to cover up the copyright. And this game had, yeah, it just had an amazing soundtrack all around, from like rock, hip-hop, everything you'd ever think of in a Need for Speed game. And this is one of the soundtracks that I always come back to. Even to this day, I love Hot Action Cop. They're a super underrated band. We did get the first place medal somehow. I don't know what happened. The game felt bad for me or what, but hell yeah, I'll take it. So as you can see here, we got some different game modes. I just did a quick race, but you can also do You're the Cop, like I stated earlier, by chasing after the AI. Challenge mode or Ultimate Racer, beat the heat in 30 events. I'm assuming Ultimate Racer, is this the, like, yeah, this might be like the main story mode, basically. There's no story in this one from what I remember. We also have World Racing, which here's the championships, real cars, real fast for 30 events. So, I don't know, it's kind of confusing to be honest with you. I don't necessarily know what the difference between these ones are. I think Hot Pursuit has the cops and the World Racing has no cops. Maybe that's the biggest difference here. Let's try it out. Let's try Championship 1, see what happens. If there's no cops, then I just prove myself right. So we do have a couple different choices of vehicles here. As we can see, we have a Mercedes-Benz, we have a Lotus, a Ford, a Vauxhall, and an Opel. The Vauxhall's pretty cool. I like the convertible here and there. Maybe go with the Mercedes. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go with the Ford. You do have some different color options as well. Nothing crazy customization like you got in Underground or anything, but hey, at least you can change the colors, so there is that. Now, I don't know if this game has any international races. From what I remember, I think a lot of it's just in the US. Man, these environments are gorgeous, though. There's even water effects. I don't remember if there's, like, rain effects or weather effects, though. There might be. But man, this game really holds up. This is a PS2 title, by the way. I am emulating it on a PC. But yeah, this is a gorgeous-looking PlayStation 2 game. Oh, look at that. There's even some cool, like, slow motion effects and stuff when you go off jumps. Top speed. Nice. We do have a handbrake, so you can drift a little easier on corners. I'm obviously not the best driver at the moment because this is the first time playing this since I was a kid. And I hope people understand that with this series. I kind of want to give a little reminder if you've been around and watched some of these videos that do remember. I'm not coming into these games as a veteran of these ones, or like these are games I play all the time or know everything about. I am basically reliving this memory with you guys. So I always get comments on people saying, well, how didn't you know this? Or man, you got this information wrong. And I'm not here to tell you guys what's factual and what's not. I'm just here to tell you, basically just talk about off the top of my head what I think about these games, what I try to remember from them, and my thoughts and my own memories, basically. This is not a series that's analytical or a review of these games by any means. It's more of just, hey, I'm popping this in my PlayStation in 2024, and I'm seeing what this game is like today, and if it still holds up, or if it's fun to play, and if you guys should check it out. So yeah, I think I was right. So these championships are just racing through and through. There's no cops involved. So the Hot Pursuit area is where you're going to have the cops with all the different roadblocks and eventually get like a helicopter on you that drops bombs and stuff. I don't necessarily remember if you can actually get your car completely totaled in this or anything like that. There isn't any crazy crash damage or anything like that you can burn out, but it's still pretty neat and it's a fun mechanic that adds a lot more pressure to the racing. Whereas this is just standard racing in my opinion. I mean, it's still a gorgeous looking game. The gameplay feels good with the analog sticks. When you're coming from a lot of racing games on PlayStation 1 that didn't implement the analog, this feels so much better. It's just so much more intuitive. And like I said, a lot of different shortcuts you can learn on every map. A lot of the AI use the shortcuts as well, so that does kind of push you to learn them to get better so you don't lose. But yeah, this is just a race through and through. Nothing too crazy going on, but I do love those little slow motion effects when you get some air. That's nice. I also like that the AI does not feel dumb. It doesn't feel like it's too easy. Even though I've been in first place pretty much this entire race so far, they're right on my tail. If I make like one mistake, like right now, if I run into a wall or something, I think they're going to take the first place spot easily. And I've always liked that in racing games. I don't like ones that are way too easy or hold your hand too much or give you a ton of catch up if you're behind everybody. If you make a mistake, you got to pay for it, man. You might have to restart the whole race and start from scratch and learn from your mistakes. I much more prefer that than a game that just feels like no matter what you do, the AI kind of feels bad for you in a way, and they just let you take the lead and win. And this is, of course, the first race of the championship of the game, so I didn't expect it to be super impossible or the AI being unrelenting or anything like that. Oh, wow, that was pretty cool. I thought I messed up there and was going to go into a waterfall and die, but I guess that ended up just being a little bit of a shortcut. I will take that as a W. So even though there isn't any actual like damage models per se, there is a little bit of damage that shows up on the vehicles. You can see on the right side there, my taillight kind of got broken out. On the left side of my car, it's a little bit beat up from hitting the walls. So they do show a little bit of wear and tear over time, but again, it's nothing like, you're not going to see your windows shattering out or your wheels falling off or your car completely getting total or anything like that. Which, you know, I love to see some destruction here and there, so I wouldn't have been opposed to it. But probably just due to the limitations of the time and maybe what they were going for in the game is they wanted to lean heavily more towards the racing aspect than the destruction and physics aspect, I suppose. We're coming down to the wire here, and as you can see, they're catching up to me. Starting to sweat a little bit. I see my rearview mirror. Oh no! Please stay away. Oh, we got it. Heck yeah! The winner. So that was the championship mode. As I said before, there's no cops or anything in the world racing section, but that's boring, right? I want to get in the hot pursuit. I like the cops and all that stuff. Let's try You're the Cop. Just to end out this video, I want to play as a cop, go against some regular vehicles, see what happens. So we have expert, beginner, advanced, and we'll just do beginner because again, I haven't played this in forever. Let's see, catch up is on, traffic is minimum, damage is on. Hell yeah. We got the Crown Victoria. We got the classics there. You can unlock the BMW, Mustang, Corvette, or the Lambo. Oh man, I remember the Lambo cop was so cool. But we're stuck with the Crown for right now. That's all right. We do have a couple choices of maps. I think the National Forest is the one we just did. Coastal Parklands, Desert Heat, Outback, Ancient Ruins, Calypso Coast, yo! Fall Winds, Alpine Trail, Island Outskirts, Palm City Island. There is a ton to choose from here. A lot of different maps at our disposal. And you can see these are pretty extravagant levels. They're pretty damn big. Which again, just kind of leads to more shortcuts to learn over time and just to get used to the map and a lot more replay value at your disposal, which is really cool. And then we have Outcast or Sunny for every map. So I guess there isn't any weather effects, but there is some water effects, as we saw in that National Forest. Let's try, was the desert one unlocked? Yeah, let's try Desert Heat, just to get a little bit of a different visual. Oh, hell yeah. I forget you start like this. Just, I'm a cop, bitch! How do I turn my sirens on? Oh, you have Nitro as a cop? What? Okay, I didn't know that. I don't think, is there a way to turn my sirens on? You can change our view. Ah, circle, there we go. So the cops are kind of overpowered. They get all the fun stuff, huh? You can ram the cars out of the road. And then from what I remember, you just kind of want to stick next to them and you'll arrest them eventually. Yep, busted. There we go. Oh, this guy's already stuck. What the hell? Hey! Come here, boy. Oh, we can change the... Okay. So the directional pad lets you remove stuff off the screen if you want a more cinematic experience, if you will. And I remember down the line, you also get different like options at your disposal. You can do roadblocks and you can have like the helicopters show up and help you out, which is really neat. I don't necessarily know if I'll get that right now. It's like Burnout Takedown, but without the physics engine, so you can't actually crash them. Oh, there we go. No! How was that not? Come on, dude. Let me get your ass. The other racers are like almost done with the race already. They're stuck on this jackass. Oh, I hit my turbo like an idiot. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. I don't know how many turbos I have, but I'm going to keep using it. Maybe it's infinite. This guy is unrelenting. Come on. There we go. No! How is that not a bust? Oh my god. Eat my ass. Alright, well, that was the Cops and Robbers game mode. Like I said, there is more that you get down the line. There, I could have maybe done it here, I just couldn't figure it out personally, but there is ways to drop roadblocks, and you could use a helicopter to come throw barrels on the ground and stuff to get people out of your way. It's pretty sick, actually. So that is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Do You Remember? Again, I highly recommend checking this one out if you are a fan of Need for Speed, if you've never heard of it, or if you're a fan of Most Wanted for sure, because this is like the predecessor to Most Wanted. This was the older brother, if you will, the father to Most Wanted. So I really hope you guys check this one out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, share, support as always, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We'll hopefully see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.